Chris is finally in.
I was just about to go live, so just to start it off, so if there's anybody who wants to watch, they can.
Yeah, I was just thinking of what stats I should put on my sword.
I always like forceful and messy, and then I pick one of the damage boosting ones.
Yeah, I was thinking of since it's like every mob we fought in Sundered has at least 2 to 3 armor. I'm thinking I might as well get sharp.
Well, you guys got you fought Hytherans, not Hytherans, the Legionnaires, which are made of metal, so.
Oh, David, didn't you say you had character sheets?
Yeah.
He has not done them yet.
I have a character sheet. I'll share that really quick. It's just a lot of blank space, which people don't want. And hello, Chris, for good job making it in.
Hey, thanks. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Holy crap! I tried to sign in, and it's like you need to allow the 2 Google plugins. I'm like, awesome. How the fuck do I do that? And I clicked on the retarded link that they gave me, and I read through it, and I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't make sense because there's no little gray square symbol that you're fucking talking about in my header. And I clicked on every single fucking link you guys sent me until it finally gave me the, you need to allow the block-ups. I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been trying to do for the last fucking 20 minutes. And so I finally did that, and then it made me download the DMG file like 4 times just to get in. And then afterwards, it started to show me getting ready to sign in. They give me my warning, you're about to join a live feed. People can see you naked. And I'm like, okay, swell, let's do it. And I click on allow, right? And it's like, your firewall won't allow it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I have a fucking connection in my apartment. There's no such thing as a firewall here. So I had to do it again for like the 10th time, and finally I'm here. It's so fucking annoying. Jesus.
Huh.
Unbelievable.
For Meg, maybe I should not.
Yeah, don't share it yet.
Oh, that's.
Just please don't show your nakedness.
I saw that. Jesus. That's like thousands and thousands of pixels by.
Well, you gotta make them big.
Did you guys get the PDFs I sent for the moves and stuff?
You did, yes.
I dropped them in the Sundered World community.
Lily, come here.
Okay.
So that way people can find more.
Alright, perfect.
And also other people can find. And in the future, we could always, hey, they're always in the community now, so they're all in one place.
Alright, awesome.
I'm uploading a smaller character sheet, but I'll put that in the community as well.
You'll have to give me a link to the Sundered community. Or whatnot.
Just type Sundered World into your Google Plus thing, and it'll pop up.
You can also go to community and do a search.
Yeah, if you just type it in the search bar at the top of Google Plus, it'll show up.
I gotta find Google Plus first. I don't like Google.
I don't like Facebook. It's such a pain to even figure out, find my groups and friends.
Oh, Facebook.
And apparently I can't invite anyone.
Oh, man.
And
My baby's having a rough night tonight.
Is she sick?
She's constipated. She's trying to get it out, and it's.
Oh.
Hey.
Mommy's dabbed her with a lot of Vaseline trying to help things, and baby's feeling more pain than things she ever has in her life. Well, at least probably since the day she was born.
Okay.
So, do you have something you can give her for the constipation?
We did prune juice and gave her put a lot of Vaseline on the back end. So
Oh,
that's what we're doing. And now it's just kind of a waiting game.
Can she take
Is she on-
minerals? Go ahead.
I was gonna say you're not feeding her solid food yet, right? Like baby food.
It's baby food, yeah.
Stay away from banana.
I hate bananas.
That is
Good.
it's a really huge constipation. It's it causes constipation. But yeah, the prune juice is definitely a way to go. Actually, instead of prune juice, try plum juice.
Plum juice, huh?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's sweeter. It tastes better.
Okay.
I bought it for my kids just because it was much better tasting. So you'll find it right next to the prune juice, I believe, or you'll find it in a juice section, mostly at the top shelf. At least what I've found, top shelf, because it's like not something they want to advertise too much.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's a good idea. I'll do that.
I bet our viewers are loving this conversation.
oh, I didn't. Well, so far there's 0 viewers. Thank God.
Or maybe there was a bunch. There was like 50, and then they all left when we started talking about constipation.
No, it wasn't. Is Chris even here? He seems stuck.
I'm here.
Okay. Okay. Phew.
Okay, so
I was sitting still.
It actually happens sometimes.
Yes.
Last thing I need to do is get a link. Show me the link.
I was remembering to a time when my son was that young, which was a long time ago. Half my life ago.
How young were you when you had your kid, Chris?
Let's see, if I'm 46 now, 27?
All right.
That's not bad.
No.
Okay.
You're older than I thought you were.
Yeah.
You
I'm
you don't
older
look
than I would
40.
like to be.
I hear that.
You're young at heart. That's what he's saying.
So in the Sundered community, which I sent invites to Will and Shane, I don't know if you were in it yet, but I sent you an invite anyway, just to make sure.
To which one?
Sundered World Community.
Yeah.
Oh, I joined that thing. You don't have to send me
Oh,
no
there you go.
invite.
And character sheet.
Yeah, so I
Yay.
put a character sheet file in the community now, so if you guys want to use that character sheet, that's fine.
Cool.
It's not 24 megabytes anymore.
Yes, PDF optimization.
Well, I exported it as a ping initially because
Oh,
it had transparent stuff in it, which looks better than a JPEG file.
right.
But it made it a 24 megabyte file.
I was
So-
really thinking for a long time about naming my character Ironhide, but it just felt a little heavy-handed.
Worked for me.
Nice.
That could be like, Transformer-esque code name.
Yeah, I like it. My code name.
Just as long as
Ironhide,
you
roll out.
don't add
Yeah,
a
but
southern drawl, I think we'll be okay.
If you want the next
The only
race,
Transformer from the South. Who knows?
the next race I'll do the Tarkons next, just to get that done.
Awesome.
I've been having to think about what they look like anyway, so I'll just probably do some sketches and then people vote.
Well, I think everyone ought to have some kind of connection to Melissa's character, or at least the ship. That way, we're all like kind of, bound together. At least that way, That way,
Do
this
that.
there's always that way there's a reason for all of us to be together.
Here's also an
Oh my
example of one of my maps that I needed to draw for David. Can you even read?
There's houses.
Yeah, there's a little town.
That's painful to look at. Characters. Let's kick it off with Adam.
All right. So I'm changing his last name. I had a really good one that I was really happy with, and then I didn't write it down, and I'll figure it out again. But his name's Wave. He's the Scion Nomad that I was playing before. He it sounds like one thing I have in common with Chris's character is for his Scion move, I took the fighter's special weapon. And he grew up kind of like the character, I think his name's Will. I haven't watched it in a long time, but Treasure Planet. Okay. So, always wanting to go on adventures, and on his first adventure, he tried to take these swords from a tomb, and there was a magical trap that disintegrated him instead.
It happens.
Magic. These are my swords. If I'm going to die and leave them in a tomb, no one else can have them either. So the swords are inhabited by battle spirits, sister battle spirits, and his spirit kind of stuck around, and while he learned how to reconstitute his body, he hung out with them, and so then that was how he learned how to be a nomad and teleport and things like that, and so he took the swords and left, and I was thinking that would be how he met Melissa's character. Is he met her leaving the dungeon, needing a ride, maybe out alone in the astral.
I get it.
So then we got to figure out what was Melissa's character doing there.
I'm sorry. Give me a story about the dungeon again.
So it's a crypt where they buried great fighters of some kind, and the swords belong to a long dead warrior hero, I guess. But it's guarded by horrible, horrible traps. Everything in it.
So maybe we've been hired, or Melissa was hired to go in there and try to retrieve the treasure.
Yeah, that could be.
So, my other question is, who is already on Melissa's ship? Or actually, her character's name is Katra. So who was already on Katra's ship when she was going there? To throw something out, if Katra knew that it was a tomb full of battle things, Shane, your character, being a Tarkon, that might appeal to you.
Yeah. Yeah, let's say that I was the first to join then.
Well, Moore could have been on the ship when she already went there. Like, for all we know, Adam, Wave is going to be the last guy that got picked up.
That's fine.
Or the only
Either way.
picked up. Everyone else might have signed up for various reasons. So then, Shane, what's your character's name?
My character's name is Cyrus, but he also
Spelled?
goes by Ironhide. Yeah, we'll go with that. So Cyrus is S-I-R-U-S.
Sweet, I got it right.
Same here.
And you're a battle mind?
Yes.
Tarkon, right?
Yeah. And I read your backstory post, but go through the motions for everyone else, and also to give me a refresher of the finer details.
Sure. So my character was bought his commission into the army, came from a more well-to-do family, and was made a sergeant over a small reconnaissance unit of about a dozen men or so, a dozen other Tarkons. They were called in one day to provide support for another unit that was under heavy attack. By the time they got there, the other unit had been completely wiped out, and they were still outnumbered about 4 or 5 to 1. My character decided that there was just no point in going to battle, and just, it was just going to be a slaughter. So he ordered his men back down. His men felt like they had been ripped. His men felt like that they had been that my character, being the commanding officer, had like robbed them of their honor, and so they took his weapons and then they beat him within an inch of his life. And then of course he passes out. He wakes up to another Tarkon who's tending him, and he's taking him to a destroyed, shack of an old farmhouse, and is tending to his wounds. And immediately you can tell there's something strange about this Tarkon, and the Tarkon, he starts talking to him, and he explains, he asks him, why didn't you just attack? That's what everybody else would have done, even though it was a senseless, hopeless battle. Like, typically they would attack. So my character explains that there's no reason for the senseless loss of life. And so he starts to teach him how to be a battle mind. And then my character, is kind of, as he's trying to recover, he learns the basics of how to be a battle mind. And then one day the Tarkon says he has to go, and my character asks, well, all right, well, if you're gonna leave, I appreciate everything you've done, but will you do me one last favor and tell me who you really are? And the Tarkon says, how do you know that I'm not a Tarkon? And he says, well, you have no battle lust. Clearly you're not one of us, because you have no lust or desire for battle. You're way too curious. And so the guy tells him his name and tells him to come and find him one day, and he'll teach him an additional skill. But he says in our talkings, it's clear that you're looking for something, and what you're looking for, you're never going to be able to find here among your own kind. You have to go out and live with the other races to find the answer to the question that you haven't even discovered that you're trying to ask yet. And with that, he leaves. And so my character, when he recovers enough, he leaves and finds the nearest port town and finds a pirate ship that will carry him away. And he understands what the question is at the very end. And the question is how can he unite the Tarkons as an entire race to stop the constant and senseless infighting?
That's pretty cool. Are people aware of your cowardice?
Cowardice?
Well, in the eyes of your people.
Yeah, in the eyes of the people, they all believe he's dead. And so his actual name with his people is I wrote it down. What is it? It's Garok. But once he feels like he's reborn in the abandoned and half destroyed farmhouse, and so he takes the name Cyrus. And once he joins the crew of the pirate ship, he gains the nickname Ironhide.
Okay.
But yeah, all of his kinsmen think he's dead, and he has a -1 to his charisma because he's got so many scars from his fellow soldiers who cut and hurt him so badly.
Oh,
okay.
Tarkons dig scars anyway. Is anyone not familiar with what a Tarkon is?
Give us a quick refresher.
Yeah.
So, Shane, your character would probably be aware of this, was back when the Sundering happened and the world was being destroyed, Bahamut, which is this world-sized fish-type creature, came out and it started devouring primordials and gods. Some of them actually allied against it, but as they finally tore it apart, it killed them, and so the blood of primordials, Bahamut, and gods got all mingled together, and that's what created Tarkon. So they were born in fury, and they're made of conflicting things. So that's why they're always that's why they're full of battle lust all the time. And they're kind of like, they have the potential to turn into a dragon. Which dragons, they're not a biological thing. They don't lay eggs. They don't mate. They're just born from violence and destruction and catastrophe. It's when elemental matter and astral matter mingle together, they just explode forth like a supernova. And so Tarkons can turn into those if they get really, really, really angry. So a lot of the Tarkon moves are based around fire and destruction. And Tarkons, they live on Bahamut's skeleton, and they fight each other almost exclusively. They'll just fight whatever's around, and they fight each other and their own kind and their own family. They're just so full of fury. So fortunate for everyone else, they don't really get too far from the skeleton. But a lot of people, they know what Tarkans are. That you guys would know that. Well, they're violent, they're quick to anger, so don't make them mad. But if you want someone to fight with you or fight for you, then there's nothing better suited to that. So that's I could make this character hiring one because I want someone to kill anything that gets on my ship. Well, Tarkon's the perfect thing for that. And I could even see your character like whenever you shape out weapons, like the metal is like burning hot at first.
Ooh, that's cool. I like that. That makes a lot of sense with the lore.
Yeah, that's just like a flavor thing. Although I could add what if race and class specific moves? What do I think now? But that's a different thing.
Well, that would be more compendiums, wouldn't it?
Well,
So
it's kind of like default Dungeon World.
one of the reasons I wrote this mysterious character in there because I thought it might be fun if there was a mysterious character that kind of like touched all of the other characters or some of the other characters that we were all trying to all of us kind of had a side quest to try to figure out who the heck this person is. Because
maybe it also
any of 20 races.
It might just be maybe he's got his own sinister agenda.
Yeah.
Well, that works for mine too, because then he could be the one that told me about the swords.
Okay. Yeah.
What? Are you good, Shane, or?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And I like playing the good guys. You gotta remember, my guy in my story, he risks the honor of him and the troop to save their lives.
Right.
So I'm gonna jot down here that you were hired by Katra as muscle, bodyguard, arsenal, all in one. And
Awesome.
so let's go to Adam. You were picked up by Katra.
Adam, are you good?
I'm on the good side of neutral, I think. Let me pull this up here. I think I'm on the good side of chaotic. Pretty sure.
Okay. I don't think they get that specific in Dungeon World, but
Well, that's me getting more specific. I think I chose
Right.
chaos.
okay.
Oh wait. Let me see how that works again. Maybe I'm neutral.
Yep. Yeah, I talked to Shane and he let me take a different, or not Shane, David, and I took a different alignment. I took chaotic, and I show up where I'm not expected.
Okay.
Oh, well,
I'm gonna go with neutral instead of lawful for my alignment. So not necessarily good. I'm neutral.
Okay.
well, then let's shift over to Chris. What's your character's name?
Okay. I am Agron of Narth, spelled Agron, and Narth is spelled Narth.
Okay.
I am a scion. I am the estranged third son of Duke Sararoth, Seraroth, of Narth, and his wife Nuri, Nuri. My early life was one of pampering and education, and at a young age, my tutors noticed my psychic talents, something that is not uncommon in my bloodline. At which point they started grooming me to become my oldest brother's advisor, because having an advisor with telepathy is a good thing. So my future looked bright until about 3 years ago, when I became banished from my home city-state, which is located in the Kingdom of Verabond, Verabond, which is a floating landmass about the size of America. The reason I was banished was because of a scandalous event involving my first cousin, Meridane. She was betrothed to the king, King Vargon, Vargon, who was a ruthless and brutal tyrant. His previous wives had all died when they displeased him, and Meridane was highly coveted for her beauty and her grace. And she's been living with my father at an early age when her parents died. So, like she grew up around all of my brothers and sisters and stuff like that. Fearing for her safety, should she be wed to Vargon, I slept with her, ruining her virginity. On the eve that she was to be given to the king, I announced this to the entire dinner procession that was there. Needless to say, there were lots of oohs and ahs and, people who got upset. King Vargon was so enraged, which is really funny because when I was typing this, I misspelled enraged, and the autocorrect changed it to engorged, and I'm like, yeah, that's not right.
What kind of writing do you normally do, Chris?
Right? He was so enraged that he almost had me killed on the spot. Luckily for me, my father, who was actually secretly glad at what I had done, had managed to get the king to agree to banishment and disownment. And then Meridane was sent to a convent for the rest of her life. With no home and no protection, I left that night under the cover of darkness, lest the king change his mind by morning. Without protection from my father, there is really nothing from any of the king's men hunting me down and killing me. Argon wandered long and far across the kingdom, managing to avoid the king's men for the most part. I eventually signed on for some explorer work, my education and abilities paying off, because it would I proved to be a valuable member of explorer crews. It was on one of these jobs that I found the sword Geist Zer Storter. Knowing that it was powerful, but not fully aware of all it could do, I took the weapon. It often taunts and pushes me. It is probably only a matter of time before I slip from my neutral stance to that of chaos. He is currently seeking his fortune, trying to avoid the king's men, and wrestling with Geist Zerstotter for control of his mind, and that's where I'm assuming I met with Melissa's character.
Something I was thinking of is near the end there when you said, you evaded the king's men for a while on the island. What I'm thinking is, like, before while you're on there, you're trying to find a way off. You could what I could see your character doing is you might meet up with Melissa's character, and while people are trying to swindle her or steal from her, whatever, and you find out that's what they're doing, and you tell her this, and so she kind of signs you on because that's a useful trick you got there, reading people's minds and stuff. And then what if when you guys went to the tomb that Wave was at, that's when you found that sword there?
So it was just like a collection of really powerful swords all in one place.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, Adam's got two. Well, okay, Adam's got two magic swords that have things inside of them. You got a sword, so it just makes sense to me that like all these swords could have been
Sealed there.
in that place.
Okay.
And that's that.
Everybody's got magic swords but me? Wait a minute here.
Melissa does not have a magic sword.
Yeah, Melissa, I didn't catch how to spell your character's name.
Oh, she's away, but it's Katra.
K-A...
T-R-A.
T-R-A. Okay. Katra?
Katra Crazy Gun. Or Crazy Gin, I think. Yeah, Crazy Gin. I think Crazy Gun would be more applicable since she's probably got a gun of some kind. Yep, a not so trusty flintlock.
Loud tag, yay!
Do you want me to tell you the history of the sword?
Is your character aware of the history of the sword?
I am probably... I'm aware of the first paragraph. As far as the rest of it, probably not. I mean, like,
Okay,
anything beyond what I wrote, essentially, I probably don't know anything about.
So it would only have necessarily revealed to you information that it wants you to know about.
Right. Or maybe this is some stuff I found. It's really not that much. It's quite nebulous, actually. I have.
I'm almost thinking the first adventure could be you guys are still at that sword vault.
That works too.
So do these swords give you guys extra damage, or what do they do?
Just roll effects.
Well, no. Geist Zerstrotter is actually an artifact.
Mechanically, as a Scion race, they get to choose a starting move from another class. So Adam and Chris have chosen to fight our signature weapon move, which just gives them a sword. Mechanically, it's just it's a normal sword with a couple perks attached to it. They're not like implicitly they don't have
They
shoot
get like
fireball
messy or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what tags or perks you guys chose, but they're not they're not getting free magic items. That's like one of their. Your Tarkon has a race move that lets him do something. They have, and that's what their race move gives them a sword.
That's cool.
All right, so to start, do you want me just to write it up as a regular signature weapon to start?
Yeah, and then I like the idea of you having to resist it, and then if you give into it, it can gain experience and then give you access to more things. But you have to give the sword what it wants, or you got to do whatever it wants you to do, which.
Okay, so I'll write it up then, because I basically just made it that Life Stealer sword when I wrote it up the first time, because that's kind of what I had mentioned in the thing, and you didn't say anything otherwise. So what else? It's no big deal. I got the book right here. I'll just go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say I don't know what Life Stealer did, but whatever it does is it, I guess, balanced with a signature weapon.
Okay.
Do you think it is?
Well, if you look at the signature weapon as it's written in the fighter playbook, is slightly different than how it's written in class warfare. In class warfare, it's a little more powerful. Basically, you choose a couple tags, and then you choose a magical property it has. And in the regular fighter book, I think you just choose a few properties and something else. I forget which. I'd have to look it up. I got the playbook. Let me just get it real quick.
The look in the reach. The range.
You choose reach and it's range and its appearance and whatnot. But I guess in Dungeon World, what Life Sever does is, do you think it's I guess if I said, Shane, do you want to have the fighter's standard signature weapon or Life Sever, would you obviously be like, oh, I want Life Sever no matter what, just for its mechanical benefits?
Yeah.
Let me look at it. What it does.
Yeah, because I don't know any of these magical effects, because I don't have that class build book or the class warfare.
Okay, I guess if I write it up as a signature weapon, it's definitely not as powerful, especially if I use the fighter playbook version.
Well, I was just saying, is what Life Sever does, much better than the fighter.
The way you had it in the magic item book, I think, was that it was weight 2, I think damage +1, and when you hack and slash with it on a 10+, you get plus D6 temporary hit points, and the target is momentarily weakened, and on a 7 and 9, you only gain D4 hit points. And then if you strike an undead creature with it, you deal damage to yourself, and the target gets restored or invigorated.
What if you could unlock things over time, like the swords are skilled?
Doing.
And that's fine. I can build it as a regular signature weapon.
Well, what do you think about doing this for now, like to represent it in its weakest state? That the 10 plus benefit happens on a 12 plus, and the 7 and 9 happens on a 10 plus, and over time they'll shift down so that then it's the normal lifesaver one.
Okay.
That'd be cool with you.
It's better, but
Okay.
I
So
still
from a
wouldn't
10
use
to a 10 to 11, I regain the plus D4 hit points, and on a 12 plus, I get
I'm
the
sorry.
Yeah.
No, we're on it too.
And
I
that'll
spent
be-
on it too.
Does it taste good to you?
It's fine. I'm willing to try it. I just hate throwing away that much meat.
Okay.
Well, there's no sense to throw away good meat.
I concur. Don't throw away good meat.
Yeah. Just add enough fire and it's perfectly good. Even if it's
Like
green
said,
and
there's-
smelly.
There's nothing worse than food poisoning. I gotta tell you, that's some of the worst pain you ever endure.
I've had food poisoning like 3 times.
You just want to die. It's the worst.
Yeah, well,
Now, you want to know what's worse than food poisoning? It's when you get the real diseases from it. Well, the temporary ones like salmonella. Oh, gosh, that hurts.
I haven't had that happen before. I've just had maybe I didn't really.
I went to a KFC and got salmonella.
Awesome.
I was so sick as a dog, vomiting and stuff.
Okay, so for the rest of this and kind of balance out that little special thing there, I'm not gonna take the +1 or the piercing or any of that stuff, because that's a fairly powerful move to begin with. Just that hack and slash thing. And I'm gonna keep the thing about fighting undead. And the way I wrote the sentient tag is I can't use another weapon unless I resist its urgings. So even though we might be getting swarmed by undead, if I want to use something other than that sword, I have to resist it first.
Okay.
So, because it just likes killing stuff. And it's now my question to you though is if I take that human talent, I don't choose a background talent, right?
No, you do. You get the race and the background.
Okay, because your character sheet for the Scion had a background, and I just wanted to make sure I was supposed to take both.
Yes, that's
Okay.
Compared to Dungeon World, I guess Center World is a little more powerful in the sense that you get a race move and a background move, because I just feel like that's I feel like it makes your race should have a little bit of impact, but then this way, if you're playing a Sun, there's 3 different kind of ways that kind of figure out how you became that, so it's a little more powerful, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a little more powerful, but not bad.
But certain things, I thought about making the race move optional, but then for the Kytherin, you're not alive, you don't need to eat or sleep. I had to put that in there somewhere, and I felt like, well, then what about then what does the human get? The Kytherin, you can't get sick, you can't get diseases, you can't get poison. So I ultimately I had to I got to put these things in there, and then also Tarkon. You're so full of anger and fire and stuff, but there's nothing that actually puts that in the game unless you decide to play your character really angry. So the Tarkon, if you're not fighting and there's a fight, you're -1 ongoing. You have to, if there's a fight going on, you have to fight. Otherwise, you can't control yourself.
Okay.
But then when you do fight, you get a bonus. So
Only against someone who's already hurt you.
well, that's every time they hit you though.
It's cumulative?
It's every time they hit you. So if you get hit, you'll deal an extra damage. Well, it's damage forward, so you use it, but then you lose it until they hit you again. So every time someone hits you, you'll deal bonus damage to them 1 time. But when they hit you again, you'll get that bonus damage back again.
Right. Okay. But it's not cumulative.
I would say it is if they hit you multiple times before you get to hit them back.
Oh, really? Wow, that's awesome.
Well, I mean, you don't want to just sit there and like hit me 5 times because they might kill you. If you hit them every time, you'll end up dealing more damage to them in the well, I guess even in the short run, you would still do more damage. But
That's cool.
if they did hurt you a lot before you got a chance to get to them, then I guess sure, let's just play with that and see what happens.
So that'd be like Ultra shooting you at range type deal.
I guess if you got shot 3 times, then you got to someone, it'd be plus 3d4 damage forward. But
Nice.
What the heck? Who's at
well, I
my
don't.
door?
I've never seen it happen in a dungeon
Well,
roll
I
game
guess
where
we'll
I
find
got
out,
my
right?
butt kicked by I think I got hit maybe twice by something before I hit it back. So
True, it is kind of a back and forth thing.
yeah. And now we're on to, so that's a lot of stuff from Chris. I'll have to get into the details of the island you came from, tag wise. There's a whole section.
Sure.
Islands and island tags. But Will, your character. So, Melissa, you were away for this. So what we're going with now is that you had settled in, made port at the island that Chris's character came from, Agron,
Mm-hmm.
and you were probably trading or looking, loading up supplies or whatever, doing something, and then someone tried to swindle you, and his character kind of stepped in and you can read minds.
Oh.
And so,
And then I
signed
killed
him
him.
up. That's a good talent to have, and then you guys all made your way to this whom the Wave was at, and that's where he found his sword, and Wave got his swords, and
Cool.
and I'm guessing at that point you already had probably picked up Cirrus.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Well,
Will,
my character's like second in command on the pirate ship, right? Since I'm the bodyguard and all that.
Sure.
Well, so Cirrus would be the one thing that none of the crew would want to mutiny against because
True.
you could probably kill them all.
But I think that kind of works with it because the kobold's half the size of a normal human, where my character might be a little bigger than a normal human. So, yeah, I can see that working.
It's like the Master Blaster thing. If Blaster was a massive draconic fire-breathing, weapon-shaping, he just would have burst to the ground and beat up Tina Turner and said, "I own Bartertown," and then he would have burst to the ground because
it's like we're rewriting the movie right here. Yeah.
If he's beating up Tina Turner, then his name should be Ike.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
You mentioned
Too soon?
Will, how does your character fit in with this?
Yes, what's your name to start with?
My character's name is Devi. Going back with the Angel of Death, but going more with a more Highlander type deal. She's just a regular old fighter. Also thought it would be kind of interesting to see how Sundered plays out with regular dungeon world, since that's an option. And we're testing it out, so that's the thing. Her signature weapon is a long sword. Can my sword have reach on it?
Technically, I guess so, because it's choose a range, so it could be some kind of Final Fantasy VII Sephiroth-esque blade. I mean, that's it could somehow be a reach with this if you want to.
Yeah, it's kind of more like a bastard or a claymore version of Sephiroth's weapon. But
Sword shape with the reach tag, I'm totally cool with
that. It has sharp and huge, adds messy and forceful, so kind of goes with the reach aspect of it. What was that island you were saying full of dead?
It's a city called Mes Atfaru. It's ruled by a lich, and it's where a lot of souls go to retire if they have the money for it.
Now, is the lich good or bad? Or do I feel that he's a mockery of death? because
Yeah, well,
he's undead and that stuff.
well, you would have gone there at least once just to kind of, hearing about it, looking for death and souls and stuff. You don't know. The only rules that you found there was that uh, you can't kill living people. There are usually they're either servants or they're slaves or they're like vassals, just hurrying. They'll bring in urns or coffins or corpses to deliver people. It's inhabited by skeletons, vampires, wraiths. You
Okay.
can't kill a person if the living person's owned by someone else. Otherwise, if you're alive, watch that.
Alright.
You didn't really get a vibe on the Lich. You never saw him.
But I went there to get my sword made, right? That
You
black metal.
well,
Was it?
you used to say you couldn't have found it at the sword vault.
Okay. Um.
But everyone's got
Alright.
something magical. If it's you guys all get them out of this. Well, maybe you'll find a magic sword. We'll see.
Alright. So basically, her background is she was a servant of the original Death God before the Sundering. After which he didn't teach. Well, the Death God didn't teach her anything, so her intellect's kind of low. After the Sundering, she lost most of her powers. She's regained her ability to commune with souls, and just going with the +1 for last breath type power, and she's regained her ageless. She is still mortal, so I mean she can be stabbed enough times to kill her, but she won't die from old age.
Oh,
If
no,
that's alright.
no, doesn't die from old age. They're angels.
What?
Angels don't die from old age. None of
Oh,
them do.
okay. Okay. So yeah. So she's been wandering around, and as her time wandering around, she slowly started to change. Her shape became more apparent, like the original Death God. She assumes that this is a sign of greatness that she has chosen to replace him and restore order among the and to restore order among the universe, basically. But since she's weak and powerless, she's now having to search for ways to get stronger and destroy any angels that may prevent her from accomplishing her goal from their own nefarious means.
So, are you opposed to all other angels, or just angels that you feel are consuming souls for their own purposes?
Well, I don't care about like protection angels, wisdom angels, and that stuff. It's more of she's only looking at death angels, and if they're willing to serve her and fall in line, yeah, she has no qualm with them. But if they choose to be defiant of what she assumes the death god's will, they're her enemies. And she assumes that the Death God's will is for her to take its place because of the new look she has. Because of this new look, mortals and a lot of people tend not to look at her. She's very horrifying to look at, so that's the -1 to charisma.
So I have an ugly crew.
No. Maybe.
I also.
I'm not ugly.
Oh, God.
You have a surly crew.
I'm not ugly. I just have 2 different colored eyeballs.
I am. I'm probably pretty intimidating with all those scars everywhere.
That's what I was gonna say. Like
We're kind of a bad A crew.
Yeah. Well, the crew that pulls up in the port and everyone's like, hey, yeah, we don't want the trouble.
Everyone slowly makes way,
Goes into their houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even wrote in my profile, it's like, parents lock their children in houses because they don't want their children to scream in fear and worry that she'll kill them.
Well, that's
That's a little too far.
But she's not evil. She's just neutral. She doesn't really care much for mortals.
She
She's
doesn't
just
care for mortals?
no. Well, when I say that, I mean like politics and that stuff. I mean, she understands the ways of the mortals, but she doesn't want to be a mercenary forever. The mercenary life is just an ends to a means type deal.
So if like mortals were being slaughtered, would you step in, or would you just be like, well, they don't have an impact on what I'm doing, so I'm just going to ignore them?
I kind of go with that second one.
Okay. And if you ever encounter an angel of death, like, would you tell it needs to step in line, or do you try to kill it to absorb it, or whatnot?
I'll first try to convince it to follow me, and then I will, if it honors me and the wishes of the old death god, it shall be allowed to live, but if not, it will be destroyed and absorbed.
Okay.
This is gonna be really interesting to play with your character on the ship, dude.
So has your character ever... So are other angels of death generally aware of what your character's doing, or are you just not really that well known?
As of yet.
They somewhat know of it. I mean, word has reached around about one of the angels changing and looking more like the original, and is now on a crusade to rebuild the heavens, as you will.
No.
What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. I was saying no to me.
Oh.
Do my background.
Well, you know what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
Now let's go to Melissa.
Oh.
Because Katra only has a couple lines of... And everyone else has all these more notes, so...
I see I have a small amount of space. I can fill that for you.
Oh no, I'm going to draw an arrow down to this area over here.
Yeah.
So, let's see. So let's, Katra, how did you get your ship?
From the same mysterious stranger.
I will say that I got my ship because I was not a captain. Not at first. I was part of a full crew. Different people.
You mutinied.
No. They all died.
And you hid in the ship?
And I survived. And
Did you like hide in the ship to survive?
Sure.
Because you can
I'll say that I hid.
Davy Jones style like meld into the ship.
Yeah, I'll say I hid. Yeah, I knew it wasn't gonna do well, and they didn't really care for the ship, so they abandoned it. They took all the valuables and whatnot, and I ended up drifting for quite some time until I was able to get to an island. But that was pretty traumatic, so I like to drink a lot.
What killed your crew?
That's a question. What was that last one?
Space wasps.
That thing that, was it a dragon? The thing that your last Sundered world through, like they're in their boat and this thing was running after them, and
That was a Star Kraken.
there you go.
You sure it wasn't a band of Kytherans or Tarkons?
Sure, are there Kytherans like
The machine things.
Oh, what about the devils?
Cambions.
Cambions.
Cambions?
Cambions. Let's make devils.
Those.
And as a spirit, I definitely did not want to be captured by Cambions.
Yeah. You still have nightmares from the screams.
Exactly. So I drink a lot, and I throw caution to the wind now. I don't really care about my life. So I'm just like, I'm going here.
Rod can't keep away the screams of the anima reactor.
Well, I would say that I probably found Wave first. That's wherever I ended up.
Well, that was
Or
it.
not Wave, sorry, Sirius.
Okay.
Okay, Sirius, Tarkon. I ended up on Tarkon. Place.
You do that, Tarkons are generally bad too.
Whatever.
You figure, maybe run away from them. So, who else is on your crew besides these guys?
Is there should be more?
Well, there'll be a couple more crew members. You need like a
I
cook
guess
and
I
a
could have picked up a couple before I went to Tarkon.
hidden.
I think the potatoes are bad.
Okay.
And the carrots a little bit, but I guess they're okay.
Oh, he's not.
What do you think? Did you have some?
Yeah. I didn't think the carrots were bad. Do you think the meat's okay?
It depends on the ship, I guess.
Well, no, we can do the ship real quick.
Yeah, let's do the ship real quick while I think about it.
So, we do this ship
Now everybody can pitch in on this.
What is it?
and argue.
We're building the ship now. I have to think of a few extra crew members as well, but I was just like, yeah, move on to the ship.
Melissa, my character's probably gonna feel really like loyal and like protective of your character because you helped him when he was, when he first emerged, kind of, and still, kind of recovering.
Mm-hmm.
So, first question is, how big is the ship?
How big is the ship? What sizes do you have? Oh, I see that.
Tiny, small, large, or the size of a fortress or cathedral?
I'll
That's
take
too
a
big.
large ship.
You don't want a cathedral?
Absolutely not.
No, you can write it down. Okay. So it has
I see that D10 damage.
24 hit points.
And it has +1 armor.
No,
Of me.
no plus one armor.
What?
No plus one armor.
Well, I'm saying I'm going to add +1 armor
Oh,
because
that's-
of my ship spirit.
Ooh.
Oh.
A load of 200.
I like the idea of part of the ship being made from Antikytherans. Just a little nod to our original adventure.
Oh, the metal guys. Like, remember you guys fought them with Wave and the other thing. And,
All right.
well, that's
Yeah.
so what is it most made of? Flesh, wood, bone, stone, or metal?
Would it
There
have
we go.
been metal for the anti-cut?
Well, that one we can do something with that in a bit. I would
Okay.
say it's mostly probably wood.
Sure, mostly wood.
So it's 1 armor plus 2 hit points.
Hold on.
So is it mostly wood, or did we say metal? I missed that.
Yeah, it is mostly wood. He said we're gonna come up with something for the
With the
anti,
Kytherian thing in a second.
but it will actually have 2 of them
Okay.
again because.
Yeah, I know. You have your little wood.
Yes, I do have my little.
And how does it get around?
What was the other one? 2 armor and what?
No, 1 armor plus 2 hit points.
Oh, so we get to add this one to this. Okay. Sorry.
How does people get around? Sails that catch the or winds, an elemental collider, an anima reactor?
What's an animal?
It's powered by souls.
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
I second this motion.
I third it.
Repulsor discs or wings?
Wait. Are we saying yes to the souls or no to the souls?
Whoa.
No.
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 I don't
Because
like.
I'm sitting over here going, the soul thing sounds kind of bitchin'.
If you want something similar,
That's your sword talking.
Yeah, my character would be greatly offended.
It's probably got an elemental collider.
Okay. That's fine.
which adds +2 speed and unstable.
Maybe that. Well, remember we were gonna repair ours from Antikytherians, so maybe that's what's built from Antikytherians.
It's
Yeah,
that could
part
be
of
that,
it, yeah.
that's still doable, but it's still got unstable engines.
Right. No, that's fine. I'm just saying for flavor, we built the collider from.
I'm gonna add on another point of armor for the Antikytherian thing.
Oh, nice. Sweet. It's got 3
Like
armor
so,
now.
you guys got metal bits hammered to it.
Yeah, I like that. It's like
reinforced plating.
right. It's got like bolts stuck in it and stuff like that for the
Yeah.
sticking it to it. Yeah, I like that.
So how does it defend? How do you guys defend yourselves? Do you guys just defend yourselves? Do you have a ballista, a bombard, a catapult, or a fire lance?
Bombard?
Fire lance.
Ballista.
Fire lance.
What is a bombard?
Bombard, it's got the near
Oh,
tag.
is that
plus
thing in the
damage.
front of the ship?
It
Or is
uses
that a
elemental cores to power it, so it's more. So ballista is the cheapest option. Fire lance is the most expensive option.
I'll take ballista.
Can we have a backup fire lance that's like?
You guys can have one. It doesn't get many shots before it runs out.
Can't we have something, harpoon or something like that?
Well, you can tie her up to your ballista.
Okay. What did he say at backup fire lines?
Fire for backup. So the
So-
ballista, near fire, 1 piercing.
Hold on.
What is it? What if it's like her gun, like an untrusty fire lance?
I already have a gun. Sorry, near
Near fire, 1 piercing.
far.
Well, actually, Melissa's flintlock. It's not going to be a flintlock. It's going to be a conducting rod.
Is it still gonna have
So
the
it
same
shoots
tag?
lightning?
Oh.
Well, it can shoot whatever elemental matter she puts into it.
And
Cool.
look, matter can I? Oh, it just depends, huh?
Yeah, it's stone, lightning, fire, ice,
Wood.
bone fragment. It depends on the round you load into it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So she could load little molten bits of lava and shoot fireballs out.
It uses it's basically a magic laser gun essentially. It uses elementally charged cores, like they have to be mined from the center of the world. They're like little small slivers, and then those get put into it, and that's how it works. But then when it runs out of rounds, then she's got to reload it, and they're more expensive because.
You just made me think of Castus shells from Outlaw Star.
It's not. Well, it doesn't look like a gun.
Blazing.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a gun?
No, it's more like it's like a wizard's wand. It's like a blasting rod. Like think more.
Oh, okay.
Think
So
Dresden Files, but
it's like the bad guy's gun at the end of the series.
Voldemort.
About Lost Star, yeah. He's got it's more like a wand with the rings on it.
Oh, yeah. The big metal samurai guy.
Have you seen
Yeah.
Outlaw Star?
I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, we'll talk about Outlaw Star.
It's a good anime. You gotta watch it. The main
I'll lend
character.
it to you, Shane.
Okay.
And what other features does it possess? Well, you got metal hammer.
Yeah,
on it.
I said I put that in +1 for the Kytherin.
And I think that's really all you guys need for that ship.
Should have a blessing tag because I'm a spirit, even though it's not fire. What does the blessing tag do?
Is blessing on there?
It says fire spirit. I swear to God I can read this from here. Attacks.
Oh, in the
Gain.
blazing tag.
Oh, blazing. See, I thought that said blessing.
Oh.
It's very close.
No, this is about 3 feet away, and it's in normal type, like 11-point font.
But she's trying to read monitor from where she's sitting.
And not this monitor, but there's one that way.
No, I was saying blessing and blazing is close.
Blessing would.
So the ship is good to go.
Cool. Oh yeah, you need 2 more crew or something.
Yeah, you probably have a cook. Does anyone else want to pitch in
How
some
about a
crew
dwarf
members?
cook?
Dwarf cook.
Or no.
You don't want an engine. You're gonna want an engine guy since your engine is.
You're gonna want
Engineers.
You're gonna want an engineer.
I want a Cthon cook.
What about a doctor? Some kind of ship medic?
We heal
Considering
half our
nobody
wounds a
can
night.
heal.
What?
Because I don't
We
think
heal, we heal half our wounds a night.
The person can cook on himself.
Well, as long as you guys are alive, I can heal myself.
Well, tell. You mean Cthon or Catharin?
The ones that are made out of stone, the ones that are colored. The first
Okay,
ones.
okay, Cthon.
Cthon.
Okay, so Melissa wants a Cthon cook that's basically a stone crock pot.
A stone stove. Yeah?
Like one of those 3-legged earth elementals.
Well, like he's got a flat surface in front of him, and he can cook on it, on himself.
So he's basically the cook from Beauty and the Beast.
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't remember the cook from Beauty and the Beast.
He was the stove.
Yeah.
Oh, remember stuff. Well, that's fine. Whatever. Sure, why not?
Okay, so
Because he's hot on his, has the lava and stuff like that. So
okay,
he can
so
cook on himself.
he's a fire essence Cthon.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Go ahead and write it down.
Oh, I thought you were
Well,
gonna
you
write
write it
that.
down. It's on your ship sheet. I gotta make a ship sheet now.
What are the? Can you give me names for Cthon? please?
Sure. Someone else, while we're looking at the names, what other crew members do you think you guys need?
The engineer, obviously.
We need a repairman. Oh.
Yeah,
Teacher.
I'm thinking like we don't have a Kython, right?
Well, yeah, it's the Cthon cook.
No, well the
robots?
robots.
Catharins.
Yeah, we could, even though we have anti-Kytheran stuff on it.
Well, that would make sense to have a Kytheran. They hate the anti-Kytherans. So he's our engineer, and he's like whatever the hireling equivalent of a wizard is.
I think it's an adept.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Skill. Yep, an adept. So give him 2 points in adept, 2 points in warrior. Since they fight.
And so right now, one of the things we're looking for is someone who has who can heal us to hire next in the next town. Maybe we can do some carousing. Finally, use the carouse move.
Oh, I thought nobody wanted a healer.
So do I need to give him points or anything?
That's actually, if we're looking for a healer, we'd be using the recruit move.
Oh.
Wait, does that require charisma?
You look for a healer the way you look for a healer. I'll look for a healer the way I look for a healer. All right.
I was almost going to recommend, but that doesn't quite make sense. That
There will be no healing hat in the bottom of a bottle.
that Will's character would have a follower as part of the crew, but I don't know. That's part of death. I don't know if they would heal.
Well, no,
Actually,
Yeah, if I was a protection agent, I might have a healing companion. Because that would make more sense.
you actually don't roll versus a stat when you recruit people. You base it off of basically what you let be known about the job.
Oh, okay.
Well, I could see you recruiting a healer to again kind of reiterate the fact that you get to choose who lives and who dies.
Nah, I haven't seen that.
Oh, you mean the death? You mean Debbie?
Yeah.
Debbie.
Well, that could be something you guys could have to be looking for as a medic.
Okay.
So everyone's headed together, got the ship.
Just bonds.
Oh, bonds?
Yeah,
Oh, bonds.
we're gonna do bond and look.
Let's go with Adam. Look and pitch one of your bonds.
Okay. So Wave has messy hair and distant eyes, but the thing about his eyes is one is gold, like his heavier broadsword, and one is like a silvery blue-green color, like his thinner sword. He wears piecemeal armor over a heavy leather coat. And he has a pair of goggles. Where did the rest of his look go? Dang it. Yeah. So the coat's cut similar to a duster. He wears heavy boots. And again with piecemeal armor added over the whole thing. So he looks mostly human, again with the exception of the eyes. And relatively good looking, actually. Possibly the best looking of the ship, it sounds like.
That's not going to be a hard contest to win.
And give us one of your bonds.
Oh, bond.
Love bonds.
Where did we... Bonds, here we go. Did we add any new bonds?
I gave the Nomad, I believe, only 3 to represent the fact that they're not as sociable or... it's like, you know how the bar gets a crap load of bonds because they're very sociable and, like, you know, good with people? Nomads are like the far end of the spectrum.
Okay, I'm gonna go with I keep my distance from Devi.
And Chris, you're up next.
Okay, I have glowing eyes. They glow the same light blue that the runes inside the sword glow. I am bald with tattoos, not only on my head but all across my body. It's a ritual thing for people of my tribe that develop psychic powers. And I wear a hooded cloak to cover most of that, to walk among normal people. And I have leather armor. And then a very big, black, nasty-looking sword that I carry. One of my bonds is I've implanted memories about myself and Katra inside Katra's head. She believes that she and I are friends going way, way, way back.
Interesting.
Which, actually, that kind of changes the initial thing, you know, like, instead of, oh, this guy's lying to sort of thing. Like, she might have been like, oh,
No. It changes nothing. That's exactly how I met her. But she thinks that she's known me for a very long time.
But Sirius wouldn't know any of this.
No.
Interesting.
Basically, the way I see it is they were about to get robbed by this guy in a bar somewhere, and I interrupted, letting her know that he was lying to her, and she recognized me as somebody she's known for a very, very long time.
And then I killed all the thieves.
Sure.
And actually, Shane, you're up next.
All right. So my character is currently missing an eye. His body is got crisscrossed with all kinds of different scars. He has small horns protruding out of his scales. He's got thick scales. Let's see. Of course, he doesn't have any hair. The one good eye he does have, it's metal flecked. You'll see flecks of metal in his eye, and when he gets really angry, his eye will turn into like a molten, blazing orb. He doesn't wear hardly. He only wears like pants and a belt, and his chainmail. Very toned body.
What is that? How I'm picturing him.
Do you have any? Were you branded in any way?
Branded?
You know,
Yeah,
like
like if they're like, oh, you're a coward on the trade, do they brand anything on your skin to rep like any signs that mean that?
No, they just cut him up all over the place. So they left him for dead.
Okay.
So they thought he was dead.
Okay.
So yeah, and then he carries just a really big spiked, wicked-looking shield, and a bandolier of knives.
it's funny. I was picturing your character without a shirt too. Not that because I'm a woman. I just. I'm
Whatever.
scared.
And one of my bonds is I am honor bound to protect Melissa, because she took me in when I was still trying to, fully get back on my feet and get healed up. I had to get out of there quickly before I could, fully get healed.
And Will.
Alright, so I know this might sound like a cop-off, but my character is like very white skin and long. Oh, sorry. Hello?
I can hear you much better now.
Okay. She's got white skin, long black hair. Her wings look like Kerrigan wings, but they're more misty blackness than actual physical form.
What are Kerrigan wings?
Yes.
Kerrigan from StarCraft 2. Oh, StarCraft.
Yeah, I don't know what that. I still don't. That doesn't help me any.
Okay.
So imagine they're like.
I thought he meant Nancy Kerrigan, the ice skater. So
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Imagine like a chick, like the bones of a wing.
Oh, okay.
Just
That's
okay.
It's like a dragon's wings, just only the bones part.
Yeah.
That's like one of the Red Lanterns. The girl, she has bone wings.
Yep, exactly like that.
So she would have bone wings, but they are also kind of like dripping with what looks like just black kind of ooze, but it's not ooze.
Does it kind of dissipate, as it?
It's ectoplasm.
Yeah,
Is it like-
it dissipates as it goes down lower. It's like thick at the top, and then it just kind of vanishes as it goes down.
Cool.
Her clothes is also kind of like that. She's got the plate mail. Oh no, sorry, not plate mail. Scale mail with her big trusty sword that's just black. Her armor's black. Her sword's black. She's got the white skin. Her eyes are kind of reversed, where most people's irises are white and their pupils are colored. Her irises are black and her pupils are white.
Nice.
And her face is kind of like shriveled up, looking more like a skeleton or a horrific, death-like creature.
Well, now you just ruined my image.
I agree. You were actually doing pretty good till that last part.
Okay, let's forget the face faults.
I mean, I was picturing more of a young face because they don't really die from, age or old age.
Kind of a vampire kind of thing, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, yeah. So forget the face thing.
But if you want to go with the female Skeletor, then you just go for it.
Yeah, if you want, that's fine. I just.
And you can fight He-Man!
I know with the female Skeletor, you have to put in the death He-Man angel that I have to fight.
I can't do a He-Man voice.
Well, you can't do the high-pitched, whiny, girly voice.
I can do Skeletor. It's just fine.
That was
I
a
don't
good
know.
Skeletor too. I
That
like
was a good Skeletor.
Yeah.
I don't even know what He-Man sounds like actually.
He's
Yeah, I
really
don't
good at
remember.
voices, but he needs to go
But
into
it depends on his form. It's like if he's the prince, he's just a whiny. He's like more high pitched than Skeletor.
Work. If you want to find a Kermit, I can put a Kermit in the game.
Okay, so yeah, forget the Skeletor face thing.
Okay.
And let's see.
What about like a Saj Ventress where she's bald?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
voice.
I guess I'll go with out the white or the black hair.
What you could do is make your black hair like your wings. But so they see it bald still, but it kind of there's something coming out like hair that flows down and drips down and just disappears.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The stripping
Yeah.
thing is kind of freaky.
Well, it's death. It's not supposed to be pleasant.
Yeah, it's like you have almost death coming out of you.
Yes, that's the kind of thing I was going with. It's like energies of death flowing through her. Something that's abnormal even for the angels of death.
Well, I know my bond with you is going to be.
So my bond is, guess, Chris, what's your character's name?
Agron, Agron.
Alright, so my thing is, Agron is soft, but I will make them hard like me.
Wait till you hear mine.
Uh-oh.
I mean, you're kind of like a wizard, a mental wizard, it's Xavier.
Yeah, you could call me that, or you could call me by my inspiration, like Elric.
Who's Eric?
You don't know who Elric is?
The Alchemy Brothers.
You've never read Elric?
Nope.
Chris, I'm gonna
Holy
be right back in a second.
crap.
Go ahead and Google him on Elric. I got a question though.
No, you seriously have to drop whatever you're reading and get the first copy of Elric. Elric is one of the very first in the sword and sorcery genre, written originally in like the late 40s or mid 50s, sometime around then.
How do you
And-
spell it?
ELRIC,
ELRIC.
written by a guy named Michael Moorcock.
Is this it?
That's it. That
Okay,
is a
yeah.
very old paperback copy of it.
This is the first.
Stormbringer?
Okay. Chris, I've never actually read this book. I wanted to get into Elric, but no one could actually tell me what the first book was. Is this the first book? Is this the first book I should be reading for?
I'm pretty sure Stormbringer's the first one. It doesn't really super matter, but I'm pretty sure I can look it up and let you know. But I'm pretty sure Stormbringer is the first one. Stormbringer is his sword. Okay.
Yeah, I know all about Eric. I've played the RPG Stormbringer. I played the RPG it's Elric with an exclamation mark at the end.
Right.
I've heard all about Elric. I've had players when I was in junior high and high school. They just made Elric as their D&D character.
Really?
Yes, it
That's
was.
how crazy it was?
Elric is an albino, and he comes from a very powerful race whose culture is on a cultural decline. And like I said, he's an albino. They're very powerful sorcerers. They have pacts with all kinds of gods, mostly chaos gods. And he maintains his own strength through the use of drugs and also the sword, Stormbringer. When Stormbringer kills people, it absorbs their souls and gives him energy. And it's
really like frail and weak without it.
yeah, Stormbringer is as nasty as a magic item will ever get. It often kills Elric's traveling companions just because.
Wow.
So maybe we could be the longest lasting companions in a while.
Yeah.
You're not really sure why.
Yeah. Moorcock has a great way of making you really like Elric's traveling companions just before Stormbringer kills them. He has one guy who goes with him through a lot of his adventures, and I'm not sure if that guy ever gets killed by Stormbringer or not. But often, Elric will try to cast magic, and the Chaos Gods will just ignore him, or he'll keep pestering them until they do something. And usually when he calls on the power of Stormbringer, it ends badly for a lot of people involved. He's quite tragic as far as heroes go. And like I said, him along with Conan are by most people considered essential reading for the sword and sorcery genre.
I honestly,
I love Conan.
I honestly wish that the D&D more strongly adhered to Conan and what I know of the whole Elric and Stormbringer things. I think it would have been a much better game if it did. But
They're actually listed in the original appendix.
I know they're listed in Gary's Appendix N, but like after actually reading the Dying Earth and stuff, I'm like, oh well, D&D doesn't actually play like any of that crap.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. You're talking essentially what are solo characters. The Fellowship is a better D&D party.
Well, I'm just saying that in those books, there's no reliable, constant use of magic. There's no boring, predictable magic items to do like one little thing.
Right.
Everything's very safe and predictable, and that's where I kind of wish that they, would have stuck more closer to that. Where, like, you're saying that Stormbringer, it's nasty magic. Sometimes this doesn't work right at all, and
right.
Well, I wouldn't do that, but
Another magic's in
another interesting thing that Moorcock did. Elric is one of many heroes that he's written, and all of Moorcock's heroes are the same guy. He developed, he was one of the first guys to write about the Eternal Champion, the hero that exists essentially, and in his world or his worlds, that Elric is one incarnation of the Eternal Hero. I would
So
say,
you're talking about like a airbender type deal? The Avatar?
yeah, that's kind of a modern version, I guess, would be a good example. He transcends dimensions, though, the Eternal Hero. So, if you read Moorcock's books, Prince Coram, who is another one of his characters, who's more of a ray gun fantasy character, is also the Eternal or the Eternal Champion.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. So I would say, the Conan stuff, the Elric stuff, and then on top of it, I would throw Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser. Those are probably the three big sword and sorcery things that all other stuff derives from.
Okay. Then I need to read this.
Yes. Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser is also fantastic if you've never read it before.
I've never heard of any of these.
No,
It's so weird.
Yeah, the only ones I've read is the Lord of the Rings, Hobbit and that stuff, and the Conan series.
Sure.
Both very good ones.
Right. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the Lord of the Rings. It's a great read, and it's completely different. It's not sword and sorcery, it's high fantasy.
Yeah.
And they're two different things. Sword and sorcery tends to be much dirtier, and magic is very dangerous and unpredictable. And
Oh yeah. It's like the Dragon Age is a modern version of the sword and sorcery.
Who's
Where
the author
everyone
of the
hates
Conan books?
what's that?
Who's the author for the Conan books?
Robert Howard.
Yeah.
And Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser is by a guy named Fritz Lieber, Lieber.
How do I
And
write
you just
down that title? It's what? What's the name of that title?
Fafhrd. Here, I'll spell it.
FFARD? Or
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
FAFHD or something.
If I try to spell it, I'll probably spell fapping.
Just look up the Grey Mouser, and you'll find a whole bunch of books on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you go, Amazon actually has 2 collected versions that are all of his books in two collections. I just finished the first collection, and they're fantastic. I mean, he writes books like how you should aim to run any kind of fantasy game. Like, all the stuff that is necessary to the stories in there, but a lot of it might just be mentioned in passing, you know, so that it's there and it creates the story, but you don't really get bogged down, and his stuff just moves like that. It's quite good. And he leaves a lot of blank spaces when he writes, and it makes you go, wow, I wonder what happened when they did that.
Do you like that, or do you find that annoying?
I love it. Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser are 2 of my favorite characters.
Is it gray or great?
Gray.
Great. Alright, just making sure.
I put it in the chat board there.
Yeah, I had to refresh because my thing bugged out.
So it's Howard, Lieber, Lieber, and Moorcock. And all of these guys, I might have misspelled Moorcock's name. It might have an E in it, but all of those guys, a lot of their fantasy stuff also hints toward Cthulhu stuff.
Yeah, you guys have to let me know how that goes. I can't make it because I have to work, but that I would have loved to have attended.
The Cthulhu Lord?
Yeah, the Cthulhu thing you're running tomorrow?
Oh, it's a board game thing. We're going to record it, and you can watch it see how it plays. It's really simple. And I like it because it's not like Arkham Horror and Mansions of Madness, where you play a wee little investigator. You play an entire old one called each other up.
That sounds awesome.
Have any of you guys ever played the Cthulhu game? Oh man, I forgot what it's called.
Mansions of Madness.
Arkham Horror?
No.
Eternal Darkness, Vanity's Requiem?
I can't remember it. Sorry.
We're throwing out.
Was it a video game?
No. I'm talking about the pen and paper one.
Call of Cthulhu or Trail of Cthulhu.
That game is so awesome, and you don't build your character hoping to survive because at the end of the game everyone's gonna die.
Or go insane. That's the other option.
Or both.
Yeah.
Or both.
So, getting back on track.
Yeah, we got more bonds.
Oh, you guys got more bonds? Okay, so everyone's already got a bond. I guess just.
I have all 4. I have all 4 of mine written.
Oh. Let's hear 'em.
All right, you just want me to run through mine?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so we've already talked about the implanted memories that I did. I know a secret about Cyrus that they don't want anyone to know, and I know about your background, basically. The whole thing about how you were just honored and all that. That's why I asked you if anyone knew. I have Wave is somehow shielded from my mind, and my speculation on that is due to the cross personalities in his sword. It makes it very difficult for me to read him. And my last one is Geist Zerstrotter whispers about Deva to me often.
Whispers about what?
Whispers to Deva to me often.
Or Debbie.
Debbie, sorry.
I thought you said David. I was like, what?
Why?
Meta! Fourth wall breaking!
Call of Cthulhu, that's the game I was thinking of.
Leave me out of your Deadpool type fantasy. I guess Ketra, Mons, more Mons.
More bombs?
I thought you said you were going to go over yours.
I've got Cirrus as part of my crew.
Okay.
And I put Wave and I share the same love for finding treasure since he was trying to find a sword.
Here.
I don't know what else to put.
Well, you don't have to fill them all in, just at least one. I guess we'll loop back around to the thing. Wade, what do you got? Anything else?
I got two. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I was thinking, I worry about, what is Melissa's character's name?
I'll type it.
Catra?
It's like Catra with a K.
Catra to survive in the, it says dungeon, but I'm going to say world. Because we're not really going in a dungeon, we're exploring the Shadowed World. And, that's it. Just those two.
And then I've traveled far and wide with Catra. I'm gonna just add in search of treasure to that. And I don't know what I would do without. How do you spell your name? Your character's name, Shane? I guess I'll just say Ironhide.
Yeah.
In
I
a
like the
fight.
idea that he's got a nickname. I kind of think that's cool.
So, basically, Wave relies on you to be kind of the linchpin in the fight and to draw attention to yourself while he's doing other things.
Cool. Yeah, I can do that.
I think we're good now.
Did everyone go through?
Yeah.
No, I haven't gone yet.
Debbie?
Oh, Shane. All right.
Cirrus. Lay on us.
Yeah, I did mine too.
I'm honor bound to protect Catra. I do not trust Debbie. I need some help coming up with the last two. Anybody got any ideas? I'm not good at doing the bonds yet.
You don't have to
you
put them all out.
Pull them off.
But what are they, just so everyone else, if anyone else has an idea right away?
Oh, do I have to take them directly from the sheet?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
You can make them up.
So, let's see. The ones from the sheet are someone disrupts my concentration, someone is eager to learn, and someone needs discipline. But I don't know how I'd fulfill those.
You could say that Chris's character, something about it seems off. Like you don't trust him or something like that since
I'm a dirty telepath.
Yeah, well, his story doesn't add up or something like that, because like the way you met him and everything.
Okay. Argon's story doesn't feel right.
He's just saying that because I got tattoos.
Actually, Shane really likes the idea of tattoo mages.
Yeah, that was the first one I ever wanted to do. Actually, when Adam got me into doing this, I wanted to do a tattoo wizard.
How would you do a tattoo wizard?
It's a wizard who touches tattoos on his skin and brings them to life, like a summoning spell, only he can use it to not only bring creatures and monsters to life, but also powers and weapons into existence.
Cool.
We can add that to our list of playbooks to make.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of information. If you want to work on it, I have a whole bunch of stuff I can give you.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
We'll make a Google Doc and then drop in there when we get done with the cultists, which were probably around a
50%.
third, fourth. Well, I guess we're like about a third, half the way done with it. Then we can put that on the next list of things to vote on.
I haven't been able to come up with a good name for the character though, because I was thinking like some kind of combination between like the word tattoo and wizard. So originally that was Wiz2, and then I thought
Tattered?
what is it? Yeah. Tard? Yeah, so I haven't come up with anything good yet.
Well, just that later. Just tattoo mage or something. Just
Ink Mage.
Oh, Ink Master. How about that?
Or Ink Mancer.
Oh, that's not bad either. Ink Master. Ink. Anybody got any ideas for one last Bond I can write? The only one I don't have one for you yet, Adam. How about I trust you will have my back?
Okay. Or you can trust Wave to get you out of a tight situation.
Okay.
I like that. That's very Wave-like with his teleportation working.
Right.
Cool. That's great. Awesome. Thank you.
So bonds are done, and we got about a little under an hour left. So, are you all still at the? I just keep calling it the sword vault, because it's where you guys found a bunch of
No.
magic swords.
I would say no, because
No.
Wave was saying how he's traveled with me quite a bit.
So, my next question then is, what did you guys find in the sword vault? Besides swords, and presumably there would have been traps and guardians, or maybe some kind of creatures living there. What did you guys actually defeat to obtain these swords?
I'm gonna say some evil spirits.
Actually, one quick thing is, Katra, why did you come to the sword vault? Like, what brought you here?
That's a good question. I guess
And anyone else, if you have any other ideas, especially Agron and Cirrus and Devi, since you guys were here, you guys were on their way here before Wave. If you guys can think of anything, reasons why, interject.
Oh, I would have been going there for looking up powerful artifacts.
I would say there's rumor. It was rumored.
Okay, so is this like you're in a bar and like?
Yeah, I was drinking a lot and I was.
I think
someone
we
like
should.
told you, yeah, go get these. There's magic. There's swords there. Who was it?
I think we should tie it into Argon's story, where we had a treasure map that we couldn't translate, and we took it into some people to have them translate it for us, and they lied to us to send us off in the wrong direction. And Argon told us the truth, as long as with the condition that we take him with us. And then I went back in and killed them because I was pissed off they lied to us. And then we went to go and find out, check it out.
And that would make sense because Argon would have already been there to get his sword. Because that's a big part of your backstory, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah.
So Argon, you already would have gone here before to find your sword,
Right.
and so you would have known where it was.
The place?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you already did that. And well, I guess then. So then, where did you guys find this treasure map from then?
Let's see. Didn't somebody attack
Wait,
the
here,
ship?
what?
initially trying to get something, and they wiped out the entire crew except for Katra. Maybe Katra grabbed the map as she blended into the ship.
What
What
were you gonna say, Adam?
what if Chris's character placed the desire to go there in your mind with the memories?
Ooh.
Ooh, I like that.
So, Cirrus, if you'd already been there, why would you have made her want to go back there again? Yeah, sorry, Agron.
Why? Because there was something there that was awoken when I took Geisterstrotter, and I was afraid that it might come after me.
So you're like okay, you need to go back there to tie up any loose ends.
Exactly, but I needed some people to back me up.
Okay, what was awoken? Was it there or was it not there, or did you just not know if there was something there?
Oh, no, it was definitely there. I would say probably some type of, probably the previous owner maybe, who was a collector of powerful weapons, and probably undead, which is why I ran the first time.
Because the sword wouldn't have been able to hurt it.
Well, no, the sword would have. I might have hit it one time with the sword and realized that, oh wow, that's gonna end up badly for me if I keep this up.
So you left, and then you came back with everyone else in tow, and then Wade, you were already here. So actually, then I'm thinking that if you had to go back and find a crew to come back here, and if Wade was here, the Guardian thing that you fought, it wasn't even there when you were there. Like, it was gone.
It was gone when we got back.
Yeah, it just wasn't there. Or maybe it went back to sleep, you don't know. But
Well, remember, one thing could be that I've been there for a long time learning how to reconstitute my body. So, I mean, there could be 100 years since the first time I showed up and when he took the other sword.
oh, maybe you were. So how did you get destroyed at first? Were you triggered a trap?
Yeah.
What if the original Guardian just destroyed you, like it disintegrated you?
All right, I'm down with that.
And maybe, Chris, the reason you stay with the crew and you can't give up the charade, if you will, is because you're afraid whatever you awoke might still come after you, and you want the protection.
Sure, I will gladly sacrifice the rest of you to protect me.
Well, and if two other people stole swords from there, maybe he'll pay attention to them.
Right, that works perfectly. See how everything's starting to come together?
Yeah, I like this little kind of pregame, tie everything together instead of, Katra, you're in a bar, you see a shadowy woman and a guy with tattoos and a dragon guy, now be friends.
No, I'm a loner.
It never ends well.
It ends contrived.
No, it just doesn't end well.
It's always like some kind of force, like, oh, who are you? I'm this thing. We trust each other now. Let's go do dangerous crap. And
it's always been my experience that eventually that trust just breaks down and someone ends up killing someone else, and everyone's evil except the paladin, and yeah, just.
Well, it's early in the campaign. Give it time.
Ah, there you go.
So, Katra, you would have swung by, you guys went by, you investigated the sword vault. Agron, you find there are more chambers, and you would have found, there would have been at least one more sword that Debbie would have got. That's all, undeadish. Kind of the opposite of your sword, in a way.
That is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But you don't find whatever the creature was. It's not there. You're watching your back the whole time. You're listening with your thoughts, waiting for it to go up. But you just find this guy there. I mean, find a way. He's got 2 other swords. He knows where he found those. And then you guys, you investigate the tomb, don't find anything else there, and you just leave.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, and we found a sword for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you found like that other sword that was like made of like kind of a black glassy material and resonates death. It rips with it. Exactly the kind of thing you want. No one else really wants to deal with it. No one wants to touch it. And so you leave. I mean, I'm assuming Wade, you would talk to them. Hey, can I get it right back? And they'll be right back.
Well, I mean, it's still possible that even if the main Guardian wasn't there, that there was something else we had to fight together to get out.
Oh, yeah. Things.
Right, and like that, maybe like some of the traps I was able to get people through.
Yeah, there would have been these kind of short, stocky. When dwarves get old, they start to turn back to stone, or they start to turn to stone until eventually they're just stone and they don't move anymore, or they'll sleep for decades or centuries before they wake up for just a little bit of time. But eventually they'll just be stone. They'll be stone dead, and so dwarf zombies, as it were, they're more like stone statue things that move around and attack, and so you guys would have thought. Those would have been like some of the guardians you would have seen in here, and also there would have been traps like crushing blocks, sighting blades in the walls. You could have teleported past those to disarm them, until you eventually did find the 2 swords you were looking for, or you found those things. And actually, I'll roll up some treasure really quick since you guys we're gonna just kind of dash with the dungeon.
Yeah, give me money.
What kind of tools does a battle mind use?
You mean like physical things?
Yeah, like could we possibly have maybe everybody got some form of treasure from this? Like
That would be cool.
Well,
Maybe I can get some magical shield.
Well, the thing is that everyone that has a magic sword, you've taken an existing move and you've reflavored it. Except for
that's
Chris,
fair.
you could
Yeah,
towards a bit.
that's true. That's fair.
But if you're in magic, an actual item of some sort. I was gonna roll some random treasure though, just to see if you guys have found coins or gems while you're down there.
And I can increase the result of the treasure roll by 1. And if I find coins, I increase the amount by 1d8.
hooray for pirates!
Yay for pirates.
So 11.
What is your name? Your character's name, Chris? I keep forgetting it. Jeez.
Agron.
Agron. So Agron planted the memories in Catra and the desire to go there, and then he convinced Devi and Ironhide to go there with the promise of magic items or whatever, like treasure.
Right.
Yeah.
I planted that she and I have been long good buddy friends. And
So I would have been like, we shall go and do it. He says, I've known him for forever.
His word is as good as anything.
Mm-hmm.
and then
I wouldn't let her go alone.
mentioned to you the vast amounts of treasure.
Which got Debbie to go.
Exactly.
Well, the artifacts would have got me to go. I'm not into gold, remember? I'm after artifacts this time.
So you do find a magic item.
Oh, he's pulling out his 10 plus treasure books.
Oh boy.
Don't try to stop me. In keeping with the theme of swords, Okay, so first of all, the coins you guys find, what's that? You add 1d8 coins to the roll.
I do.
So, there, in the vault, there look like there are some rooms where only a dwarf would find comfort in. Like they're small, they're square. The beds are just stone, and there's there's stone drawers and shelves kind of just carved into the walls. Searching through all that stuff, you find these very old. There's square coins with like kind of diamond-shaped holes punched through them, and they got like dwarven faces stamped on them. You find 57 in total, and the only other thing you find is it looks like a sword. Most of a sword. It looks like a sword that's been about half the blade's been snapped off, but it's also it's translucent. You can hold it, but it just looks like it's like almost as if it was the ghost of a sword.
A ghost blade. So
Does it weigh less?
Can we tell what it does?
Anything.
Well, we could discern realities on it, couldn't we?
Not to understand everything that it does. But it looks like, just imagine a sword that's been blades broken off, but it's like a sword's ghost, if a sword could have a ghost.
And it can hit ghosts?
You don't know. You haven't found a ghost to hit it with yet. You find this like in a room where there's a dwarf's body just laying against a wall, and in his chest, his clothes they're all moldering off of his body. They're just rags at this point. It looks like he's been here for hundreds of years. You can see there's like a sliver of a blade sticking out of his chest, like someone stabbed him with a sword, but then it snapped off. And so laying next to him, you find
that hilt
this
and
other
stuff.
part of the sword.
Okay. Well, I guess we could hang on to it and maybe see what it does later when we fight something.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Or take it to someone to check out.
Don't we have a magical adept on board? Can they look at it and tell us what it is?
Oh, you do.
The
You have
engineer.
the engineer.
David, I'm going to open my mind up to see if there's anything nearby. I'm asking specifically because one of my questions allows me to do that on a Discern Realities.
Okay, roll me Discern Realities.
Okay. Oh.
I was trying to speed through the dungeon thing because you guys weren't still there, so I was mostly just trying to recap your guys' day.
All right, well, let's start off with a 5.
So you don't find anything?
XP!
It finds XP.
Surface thoughts. What does that let you do?
When you discern realities, you can ask the GM what thinking creatures are nearby, how many, and in which general direction.
Hey, maybe that's how they found me.
Which was what I was doing when I rolled a failure.
Okay, that's giving me a chance to use the Sundered World monster again. So, Chris, you are. I guess we're gonna kind of undo the. You guys left and find it. So you see this ghost blade thing. Who picked it up?
I'll pick it up.
Oh, you sure?
Everybody else has got a sword.
Alright.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Cirrus, you are a sword. You're a whole arsenal of weapons.
And I don't have like a magical sword or anything.
I
just have a.
Hey, you even T1000.
I'll grab it then.
You like the female one that could shoot like fire and stuff in the third one, I guess. I don't know. So you're picking it up, and Agron, you open your mind up, just listening, and you hear. You can't hear. You hear like it's a whispering, but it's more like one of those like in a Halloween that kind of the sound that plays when Mike Myers is around, and the whispering noise that they do in the movie. And you recognize this from the first time you came here.
Uh-oh.
Whatever that thing was that attacked you, it's nearby, and
Oh crap!
you can feel that it's very pleased you came back.
That's what I can feel.
Yes, it's very happy because it didn't get to finish the job the first time.
All right. I will draw Geist Zerstotter and say,
You go to grab the sword. You go to grab it, but before you can touch it, you hear this. The room starts to vibrate, and then there's a very high-pitched shriek, and then part of the wall explodes out.
Let me guess, we're gonna be.
Chris, you're starting the game taking a whopping 7 damage, ignores armor, as you are hurled against the wall.
I can't dodge it, can
That's part of his miss.
Oh.
wow. All right.
And you guys can see where the wall is. There's a big circular tunnel, and you can see this glowing white shape near the end of it. And in the wall, it almost looks like they packed dead dwarves in to make the walls. And then you can see these arms are starting to rise up, and they're reaching for you, and they're saying something in Dwarven.
I'm
Disgusting.
gonna roll for focus.
I'm gonna draw my blade.
Oh, jeez.
Did you get XP?
I think I just scored myself some XP.
You're okay. So, Sirius, you're trying to focus your mind, but then you can see the tunnel. There looks like there's arms that are reaching up, like towards you guys, and you can see looks like there's these petrified dwarves trying to like pull themselves out, but like they're mortared in, so they're like kind of breaking themselves free. Like so, you see like a dwarf with just like an arm and a head and part of its body crawling towards you. Some of the fragments that blew out of the wall, they're grabbing onto you, and they're distracting you. So you've got like little stone arms and arms kind of connected to a torso fragment. There's like a half of a dwarf trying to pull you to the ground. They're quite strong.
Wow.
It was going to do something.
Can I try to hack at the wall?
Well, it's not the wall. It's Cirrus has dwarven body parts grabbing onto him, and then there's more zombie dwarves pulling themselves free of the wall, and then there's that ghost one in the back that's floating towards you.
Towards me?
Well, towards you all. You're all in one room, and it looks like it screened a tunnel all the way to you guys. Wave or Katra, when do you guys do the thing?
Let's see here. Tempted to throw a grenade.
That would be. They're all in a little tunnel.
But so is Cirrus. Right?
Well, you guys are on the same spot. Now, if you throw the grenade, that's it's dangerous.
Yeah,
so
I know. That'd be horrible.
Can I hack and slash at the ghost?
It's too far. You'd have to run through you have to fight danger through the tunnel of dwarves.
Alright, so let me hack and slash at the dwarves that grab it onto Shane's character.
I'll do the same.
Okay.
So we'll both go at it. Is that okay?
Yeah. But you
Oh,
can,
nice. 11.
What'd you get, Melissa?
God, it's 4. What the hell?
I guess I stole your luck. But you get XP.
Let's see.
Oh my god.
You guys, you're making this pretty bad. That's 3 failed rolls.
They're gonna level up though, and that'll be fine. The thing shrieks again, and so Patra gets slammed against the wall, and she takes 6 damage, ignores armor.
Alright, so I did 6 damage to one of the dwarf things grabbing onto Shane.
Okay, so they're just little chunks. So you basically you take and you hack them apart, and so Cirrus, you're now free. You can act normally now.
Oh shit, Cirrus, sorry. I'm bad with names.
I usually just call my character Ironhide if it's easier.
Ironhide.
So real quick, wait, what do you want to do?
That's a good question. I want to get us the heck out of here.
The only way out is through the dwarves and the ghost.
No, that's not the only way out. That's hold on, I guess I'll draw the. I did a little tiny.
Around.
So this is the dwarf goat. No. You were investigating, we'll say, and you had came into this room right here, which is where you found the dead dwarf, and there's a bunch of doors here to all the other quarters, where you assume people labored here making all these swords. And this is where the tunnel got blasted through. And there's other doors. So you guys are all here. This way leads to kind of the main hall, which leads out. Dwarf, I hate you so much. Horribly drawn. You're horrible. You're a rubbish dwarf. So you will all be represented by this. There's 5 of you right now, but that might change if they die. So you're here, and this is a ghost, and it's floating towards you. So, Wade, what are you doing?
I'm going to do 2 things. Actually, I'm going to do 3. But I have to ask kind of permission. So I want to use Wrinkles in Space to steal Melissa's grenade and try and blow up the tunnel.
I like it.
You have that. Emma let you do that?
It says place or take something from a nearby location, as long as you can hold it in one hand.
Wait.
Okie dokie, so you pluck it off of her and...
See, I got an 11.
Oh, God. We're all waiting.
That's good. That's great. What's the grenade do?
It's thrown near a noisy area, forceful, dangerous, throw away.
That is a lot of tags.
That is a lot of tags. I'm guessing it would be his damage or my damage.
It's the same.
Is our damage the same?
Yeah, we're both D6.
No, I'm a D8.
You're a D8?
I'm a D8.
No, yeah, Adam, make your character a D8. Make him a D8. We talked about that too. A nomad seems very roguelike to me, so that's what it should be.
Yay! I know I argued with you on the last character, so I figured maybe I was just in love with D8s.
No. I think a nomad is a psychic rogue type character, so I think it's totally fine.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing a thief with a D8. You're just a teleporting thief.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so roll damage. That's an 8.
Oh, nice.
Oh, what
See,
are
I'm
the odds?
useful. I got us out of here. Sort of.
If the place doesn't start caving in on us.
So you hurl the grenade into the tunnel. Explosion. Little chunks of rock go flying. Faces go flying out. Little arms. There's a dwarf fist flying by, giving you the finger. And when the dust clears, you see that the ghost is still there, much closer. Totally not affected by it, but the zombies all around her, those seem to have been demolished.
All right, everybody, run!
Yeah.
I want to hack and slash that sword.
Okay. So don't fail.
Please, dear God.
Oh.
7 + 1, that's an 8.
Okay. Give me a damage roll.
4.
Okay. So wait, you're like, everyone, let's book, and then you see Katra. She picks up that ghost sword and she lunges at the ghost and stabs at it, and the sword bites into it, and you see like the wisps of ectoplasm start like issuing forth from it,
Sweet.
and it howls in pain again. It howls in pain, actually howls at you. How much? By the way.
14.
Okay, you take 10.
What?
And you're thrown back against the wall again.
I only have 4 hit points now, guys.
Toss the sword to someone else, like me or
No,
Argon.
Sirius took the sword.
Well, so
I like it. I'm up.
And then she just kind of goes like, "Serious," and she kind of taps you with the sword, like, "Your turn."
Yeah.
Okay, so can I take it? Can I grab it and
What?
just jump over her and hack and slash?
Yeah, but did anyone else want to do anything to help Shane or do something else really quick?
Like aid, maybe.
We can aid it.
I'm just trying to give everyone a chance to speak.
Well,
I guess you're up, Shane. Go.
can I stand in front of Katra and protect her or him or it?
Totally defend her.
I don't want to die with
Roll me defend.
Just kidding.
All right, I'm going. Is that a?
That's con.
That's con. Okay. Plus 2. No, 8.
Can we add an option to Wrinkles in Space? Oh wait, hey, I need a spurt up thing.
What?
Can we add an option to Wrinkles in Space to teleport a willing ally to a nearby location? So it's not like along for the ride is me and someone, but if I can just take a willing person and put them there.
I'd say that'd be like an advanced move.
Well, you mean like touch Katra and teleport her away?
Well, I was meaning like touch Argon and teleport him there so he can attack with the sword next.
Is that not an advancement for this for the nomad?
The closest thing is along for the ride where you take someone with you.
Okay, so you can normally teleport yourself. I would say a willing creature, so you can just teleport enemies willy-nilly. Because I think if you teleport an enemy, it is
Right, that's why I said specifically willing.
Yeah, okay.
So if
Wait,
you're
you
up for it, Argon, I'm gonna
You
teleport
want
you
to
over there.
teleport me closer to something that's undead?
Yeah, so you can attack it once Shane hits it.
Yeah, I'm not really that willing.
This sword will heal it if he attacks it, or he'll take damage.
Well, right, but he's got the other sword. I figured he could hit it with that. Everyone seems to like that idea.
He's got a.
No, doesn't Shane have the other sword? The ghost sword?
Right, but we're like playing keep away with toss the sword and hit the creature with it.
I haven't hit it yet.
And also, I believe Chris has to resist.
I have
his
to.
own
I have to
sword.
engage in a battle of wills with my other sword to use a different weapon.
Oh, okay.
So Shane, give me a hack and slash.
Okay. I roll strength for that. Oh my gosh.
XP!
Dude, unbelievable.
Is this gonna be the fastest fucking party death ever in the history of Dungeon World?
Wait, what number did you get?
Can't believe I rolled a 3.
Oh my god.
XP!
Unbelievable. 2 horrible rolls in a row.
And fucking tastic.
So,
Hey, here's what happens. It shrieks at you. You take 7 damage.
can I
And
use my focus to steel skin that?
did you still hold focus?
Yes, even if I fail, I hold at least 1 focus.
This attack ignores armor.
Okay.
Or does it say reduce the damage, or does it say you gain armor?
Let me read it. Wait, can be this.
It's okay. So when you're hit by an attack, you can spend 1 focus to reduce the damage by 1d4. Yes, you can use that. That's perfectly applicable.
Okay. 4.
Nice.
At least that
Nice.
kicked in.
And also you do gain the take plus 1d6, 1d4, 1d6 damage forward against it as well. That triggers.
Oh, just wait till next time. I'm gonna
What?
smack that buddy.
But more of those like dwarf arms, like they like arise out of the ground and they grab you into the stone, like they're making you meld with the stone.
Oh.
Can I defy danger?
This is part of the mist effect. We'll have to get in that in a second. Chris Agron or Debbie, what do you guys want to do?
I'm going to mind thrust the main thing there.
Oh, the
Let's see
ghost
if
thing?
If it still has a brain.
Didn't I do the defend?
Wow.
What did you get?
I got a 4.
XP.
So you try to you harness your mind into a lance of telekinetic force and you throw it at it, and it just kind of makes a little billowing effect. This thing is apparently immune to telekinetic force things.
Nice.
Flying bullets.
Curse of Sundered.
This is the revealing and welcome truth part of my my move.
Right.
It still has a mind. It's just it's not affected by your kind of mind magic.
Right.
So now we got Debbie. You're still defending Contra.
So who's up for running? Is everybody else up for running now?
Oh, I'm killing this thing.
Cirrus can't run because he's kind of getting pulled into the floor.
Right. Well, we'll teleport him away or something.
Is it close enough to use that I can defend?
Well, he's not willing. Remember, his species wants to fight.
Right. It doesn't want to be trapped in the floor.
So yeah.
That's a 9.
Okay, so you want to reduce your ammo? Okay, so Katra pulls out her conducting rod and blasts it with some fire.
D8 still?
Yep.
8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice, girl.
That actually burns away part of it.
Nice.
And it's getting ready to howl again, so
Oh, it was plus 1 damage. That would be 9.
okay. Cirrus
And 1 piercing.
doesn't have any armor. Cirrus, what are you
Okay.
gonna do?
I didn't know.
Get ready to scream at you.
I'm gonna. I want to. Can I hit it? Is it close enough that I can just smack it?
Yeah, but it's going to it looks like it's starting to float past you to go after Katra, so if you don't get it, it's going to howl and
Oh!
I think the best defense is a good offense. I'm gonna slash at it.
You take plus 1d6 damage, or you get an
Forward.
ace bonus. So.
Now,
Do I get
if
a
he
roll?
decides to-
Do I have to roll hack and slash or just damage?
You have to roll hack and slash.
If he can he stack that with when someone says, "Oh, I want to take the extra damage by rolling an extra"?
Yeah.
Huh. Go ahead. Sorry.
Roll? Okay.
Yep. You need a hack and slash roll.
I didn't know if that had.
Oh my gosh. I get, I rolled a 4, plus my strength is a 5. Unbelievable.
So you're trying to get rid of the hack at her, but then more of the hands grab you and they pull you down to the floor. So then you're like up to your waist in the floor, and she just ignores you floating past you towards Katra. So
No.
Can I run over to Katra? Is she a willing individual?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm already defending Katra. I got the 8, remember, on the defense.
What does that mean, anyways?
it means he can.
That means he gets to die instead of you.
Well, he's probably. I don't know how much health. How much health do you have left?
28-6.
Well, there you go.
So
I took the 16 Constitution, and I naturally have 10
I just
health.
want to say that this is just one thing, and I'm sorry you guys are rolling misses left and right.
Oh, this is.
Who's weak?
Well,
Most of us have gotten at least some experience here. So I am, yes. Well, I mean, I guess he's defending me. So, Wave, if you want to, I guess you could try grabbing the ghost sword from.
Can I just throw the ghost sword their way?
Whoa!
Teleport. Sure.
That too.
Can I spend the point to grab it? Yeah.
Yeah, you could just grab the sword out of his hand.
That's what I was saying, like
Well, can you
teleport.
just teleport me over there with everybody else?
No. He can just teleport it out of your hand.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
All right.
Hey, you're
so
kind of
that's,
screwed.
that's an 8 hack and slash for 4 damage. Does it? Well, 4 plus if it does any sword damage, like +1 or whatever.
Nope. But you you stab it like in its head, and it's when Melissa blasted the fire, it destroyed most of its like lower body, so it was just kind of like a ragged, tattered, mostly upper torso and its arms left. Like she burned a lot of it away. You stab it in the head. It's surprised. It wasn't expecting the sword to. It wasn't expecting to have the sword. And it was a loud scream as it just explodes into a little light mist,
Oh, thank
and then it's gone.
All right. So who's up for leaving? Because I'm up for leaving.
I'm going to go and free Ironhide.
Sirius, like he's like pulled into the floor, and then all of a sudden, when the banshee's destroyed, the other undead like they stop moving. So like he's like up to his head in the floor now.
Oh my god.
Hey, you're willing, right? Let me focus to pull you out of the ground.
That would be awesome, thank you.
I would have just thought of
Oh, phew. Oh man. So I rolled a 1 and then a 6. So I was like,
I teleport your head.
Yeah, basically. XP.
Okay, so you can touch him. He pops out of the floor, and he's totally fine. Thought someone was gonna die there.
Especially since I died in the last one.
Yeah, you died as a pirate in the last one too.
No, I'm talking about the Ravenloft.
I stand by my statement the first time I talked to you guys, back when the fight was in development, that thing needs more hit points.
Back when the what was in development?
The pirate?
That's actually when I first started talking to you, I think, was the pirate.
Well, it's because I only put 12 in my con. Again, my fault. But I mean, 12 plus 8, I had 20, but he hit me for 6, and then he hit me for 10.
D10 damage. Yeah, I got lucky on that one.
Woof.
So again, it was just a matter of how things rolled.
There's so many misses, so many misses.
Yeah, I mean, one reason I put 16, the full 16 into my con is because I remembered on the Ravenhoff, he was rolling max almost every time he rolled damage.
Yeah, he is bad about that.
I'm just trying to be fair and let you guys know that you can die so that you don't think that you're safe.
Which ones are you rolling? The casino dice?
He's trying to be fair.
Oh,
So cute.
it's a baby.
She's feeling
Hey,
a little
baby.
baby right now.
Oh. Cute. Debbie.
What is this?
He's showing us.
It's your
Now you gotta start singing her the Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. What is this? What is this?
That-
So, unless you guys want to, walk around and maybe awaken more.
No.
No.
Just
Think we're good.
No.
if you-
Get out of here. Don't.
I've spent enough time in here. I'm good to go. You guys okay
I'm
with me
pretty sure
tagging
that was
along?
the only real guardian.
No.
No.
Dying. I don't care about treasure anymore right now.
but
Go
you
and
did
check
find-
it out, Debbie. Let us know what you find.
So you guys going back to the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. And actually, it's 9:50. So that's a good. You guys got a little quick little kink.
Ass whooping.
Yeah, pretty much.
Again. You guys have a lot of misses. I thought it was going to be ever much faster than that.
We almost died. Boy, I tell you what, I didn't realize it was going to be so tough right out of the. Yeah. Three misses in a row. I mean, that was bad for me.
Yeah, Melissa's died from a triple miss.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 and a 3 on the dice. The 2 times I rolled.
One of the several games I ran with Melissa and our friend Dan. Melissa was playing a battle line, and she was fighting a devil, and she rolled 8 6s in a row. And
That's
Yeah.
funny.
And that's what made her die. Was I just had nothing else to do. I was like, it cuts off your hand. You're taking some damage now. And it just went on and on like that. And I was like, I don't know what to do. You're taking damage and you're dead. So.
Well, there's always unwelcome truths that you can save
that's
up
what
later.
That's what I didn't hear. Chris found out that his mind bullets weren't going to work. I just pulled Shane to the ground for one thing, and then there's undead getting up now. I try to do that, but then there's this.
Yeah,
thought
there's only so many soft hard moves you can make before you have to really,
Hey, come on,
Dark
roll.
action.
Bring
Before you
around.
cut off Luke Skywalker's arm, it's true.
Right.
When I
My hand.
that's what this book's for.
Well, I would have allowed your thing to work on that. I would have allowed. I guess I was like, well, maybe the mind thrust will work on it. I just was waiting to see what happened, and you missed. I was like, okay, well, I didn't want to just have to keep screaming you guys to death. So I was like, you know what, fine, it's not going to work now. You roll the miss.
What is everybody's alignment, anyways?
Neutral.
Chaos.
Neutral.
Neutral.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
It's yours.
Neutral.
Meh.
I like to drink and philander to excess.
Mine
We're
is
all on a pirate ship.
mine is neutral for now.
Except for Wave. Wave is chaotic.
End of session. Did you guys learn something new and important about the world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you learn?
Don't friggin' go into that place.
Ghosts are harmed by.
We learned we can hit ghosts with the sword if we can hit with a sword.
Well, and we also learn you learn a lot about the world on the first session because of world building.
That's true. We learn about each other's backgrounds and our bonds, and yeah, I'd say we get that one.
Did you ever come to notable monster to me? No.
No, shoot, that wasn't notable enough.
No, that was notable.
I almost died.
Yeah.
So the ghost was a no.
Well, that's not notable.
The silence is
So was it
staring
notable or
back.
not? I'm my sarcasm meter is kind of broken.
What?
So is it notable or not? My sarcasm meter is broken.
She's like, I'm staring daggers into him, and I'm like, whatever, you're just gonna miss anyway.
Yeah, roll a 6.
Yeah, that's the little monster.
Okay.
Loot memorable treasure. Yeah. No sword.
So wait, did we say yes for the monster or no?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I was being sarcastic.
I did not
Okay.
drink the lander to excess yet.
You
Yet.
didn't fulfill your alignment.
Oh, I did do that.
You did?
I have to destroy something. I think that's all I have to do. Let me see here. Did I find a powerful creature? Something like that.
Mine is defeat a worthy opponent. Would that ghost be it?
Yeah.
Defeat a powerful monster. I'm gonna go ahead and give that to myself.
Can I take mine with the unexpected, having the sword?
What is your alignment move?
Show up somewhere unexpected. But the guy didn't expect the sword, so I mean it's on the edge. It's pushing it.
That alignment move needs to be a little more
Broader.
usable. So maybe like use your power in an unexpected way, or to do something unexpected. Something
Yeah,
like
okay.
that.
Like taking the sword is.
Yeah, I mean that seems like it would work with your chaotic alignment.
You
Okay.
also did that grenade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one of my grenades.
Oh, was he killed like?
Oh,
most
that's
of the
true.
zombies in
That's
this tunnel
true. That's
because
true.
I was.
I was thinking of the ghost.
So use teleportation to accomplish something unexpected.
Well, just use your powers in an unexpected way. I mean, maybe one of your other things will be usable in an unexpected way. I don't know. Anyone got to execute a level up? I mean, there were some misses flying about.
No.
I think I have enough. Yeah.
Don't we have to hit level? Don't we have to get 8?
Yeah, you gotta get 8.
You
I
got
think I had
3.
7. Right on the nose.
Wow.
That sucked.
7?
One
I
more.
only got 4.
I got 3.
I got
I'm
4.
I am at 4 also.
When the guy stopped me and started talking to me and smoking. Won't stop staring at me. My camera and stuff and asking questions.
Where are you guys going to be traveling next session, just so I can?
Hearing me.
Huh?
What was that?
Where are you guys going to be traveling next session, just so I can maybe start thinking on things?
To some place that we have a treasure map to, or rumors of treasure. Our next treasure adventure.
Treasure. Wait, I heard blank blank treasure. Blank treasure. Treasure blank blank blank.
I don't know. Are you wanting to find treasure?
No.
So then, you know, you guys tell me what place have you heard? What place have you heard rumors about?
Hmm.
You tell me where your map leads. You tell me what places you guys have heard about, and I'll work on.
Ooh, how about this? So we know that in the past we raided that sword place. We've heard rumors of an amulet that we can affix to our ship that will guard us from the detection of the original Guardian.
Hmm.
Well, wasn't the
Well-
Guardian dead now?
Well, yeah, you guys kind of killed the guardian that Chris found.
Oh, that's it? That was the Guardian, not like a minion of the Guardian?
Yeah.
I think almost wiped the floor with you guys.
Yeah, seriously, it did.
Well, and that to me would say that the Guardian's even more powerful, right? If that
Nah.
thing's a minion of it, no? Alright.
Minions were the dwarves we blew to pieces.
Minions can have minions.
Kevin!
The bigger goat.
Don't we still need to find a medic?
Staring at this light.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
then,
we should go to a little port or a little town, floating about.
okay. So then you know what ports do you guys normally hit up whenever you need to resupply, rest, repair? 3 hours.
Main tavern of the known world.
Well, I guess I can make a Google Doc or post about that. Then we can work on a setting that you guys frequent.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Like some kind of fantastic location. What are you guys interested in this whole summer world and exploring?
Dead corpse body.
A god corpse?
Primordial.
I guess I can break it down into that. You guys can go to a ruined dominion where a god, essentially a heaven that a god used to control. A god's
that's it.
Kind of neat to go to that dead city.
Start.
I
You
do love
can go to the City of the Dead. You can go to a corpse star. You can look for. You can go to the elemental maelstrom and see what's there. What would interest you guys' characters the most?
Treasure.
A ziggurat in a floating chunk of jungle.
Ooh.
I like that.
That sounds cool.
It does.
Hey, do you have any other ideas, Chris?
I think I need to sleep on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it is 1 o'clock, so.
3 hours ahead of us. Okay. So, just let me know, and otherwise, I'm going to, I guess, interject my own things, and you guys will be subject to my mercy.
Okay. I think heading toward the port city of something will be the first thing.
Okay.
I think perhaps some recruiting and some
Pick up a
carousing.
contract.
Okay. Yeah, I got you guys' notes, so I'm gonna look over those and then work on ways to, put all this, you guys' your content you've made into this whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, while we're kind of still learning the world, you could have us pick up, like, missions at a tavern.
Well, that's, I'm just gonna, you guys, the information you gave me, I'm gonna use that with, I'm asking you guys some questions about, like, what exists in the world, the jungle cigarette thing, that's a good idea to work with, and I'm just gonna kind of mix that in there with what I'm thinking about, and, we'll see what kind of a mess gets made.